Hello everyone, SP Architects here. Today I will show you how to make great China wall in Archicad. This tutorial will be a kinda challenging because we will use so many Archicad features. And also we need to get some help from different softwares such as Blender for this terrain. I have prepared this terrain for Archicad in Blender from a real topography, and I have adjusted it in order to reduce the polygon size not to get any performance issue. After that, now we are ready to prepare this great wall. By the way, if you leave a like button for the tutorial, it will be great for the channel. And also leaving some comments as well. Alright, without any further ado, let's get into the Archicad. Alright, at the beginning of the tutorial, we are going to use the wall tool. The height of the wall will be 9 meters and the shape will be rectangle, so we are going to select this geometry method input. Let's create a rectangle shape like this and click the wall. In the 3D window, we will see this. It's inside the terrain. We are going to change its level according to terrain, like this. To continue to modeling, we need to go back to the floor plan. But here you can see we are in the second story. If we go to ground floor, it's invisible. Let's fix that. We will select this model and change show on stories to symbolic cut. Now we are going to see this in the floor plan. Just like this. We will change the width of the wall. We are going to make this 50. The tower will be slanted tower, so we need to change the slope from here. But it's too much. We need to adjust a little. Maybe 92. Way more better. Now we are going to add a slab for this. But we need to change the structure first. This will cover the top of the tower. We are going to adjust the openings, so we need to adjust this level because we don't want to intersect openings with the slab. Alright, now we will click this opening tool and place here. Dimensions will be similar to these. Let's try 45 centimeters or maybe 35 will be better. Maybe 50. Alright, 50 is the best. Now we are going to copy this opening to the opposite wall. After that we will multiply them. Let's hit Ctrl plus U and use these settings. We will click here, click the next target and click the end of the wall. Let's select all and adjust the openings. We will move these to the center. You can see this 78. We will divide this too. Now we are going to make the same for the other walls. Same steps as before. We are going to duplicate these openings to the next and select both. The distance between 140 is okay. Now we can multiply just as before. As you can see, we are using the same value. Now we will select all, hit the shift, and let's move a little to left, just eyeball. These openings are okay. If you want to add more details, you can just use the beam tool. You can use this as it is, or you can use some profiles. First of all, I will turn around the tower. And after that, I will change its level elevation. Let's push this to down. And we are going to change its cross-section size from here. Actually, these are going to be a placeholder. These values are not important. The best solution is creating some profile for this. We will select all of these. From this suspend group, click this reference line and offset. Way more better. Now, after this, we need to add some openings to the walls. There are lots of methods for doing this, but I think I will make this with window tool. I will use this arc top window, and for the settings, I want to remove this sash. It's under the shape and opening. We will just uncheck this upper transom. As for the width, we will make this 45 to 90. I think these settings are okay. Now we can try. Let's place it here. First I will place this with eyeball, but before that we need to change the seal to story 0 to 7 meters. But it's not going to be story 0, it's going to be wall base. Now we can place it. We will change its level. To do it, we will click this corner and we will click this icon. Actually, I'm not sure what the level will be, but it will be better adjusting this in the elevation. And I will make this an opening, so creating the opening is not working for this. I'm just going to create a morph for this shape. As you can realize, we are under the north elevation. Once we create one of these, we will give some thickness for this morph. To do it, we will go to the 3D window, click this face, click this push-pull, throw out to the tower. And after that, we will duplicate this from the elevation in the right elevation. Yeah, this one. We will use multiply tool, Ctrl plus U. I'm gonna make this with eyeball because I don't have the correct dimensions. Alright, once this is done, I'm going to create a symmetry from the center. I'm trying to find the 45 degrees, but maybe clicking here will be work. There we go. And after that we will make some solid element operations and hide the morphs, like this. Our tower is nearly end, but we need to add some details, just like these openings. In the original tower, there are some circle openings like this. We are going to make them. By the way, once you place any opening, you can determine the extrusion length of your openings. Thus, you can use your openings for design purposes as well. These are fully parametric, so it's nice to use the opening tools for the designing purposes. Here you can see I can clearly adjust its size from this offset and length option, and also from this dimensions box as well. As you can see, we will be able to use the array tool for the openings. It's very powerful. For the final part, you will see a problem like this. You can just solve this problem by hitting this plus icon and clicking this wall. After that, we are going to make the same for this opening. As you can see, this works just and solid opening operation. Anyways, I think this tower is nearly end. Maybe we can change the thickness of the wall. I think 30 centimeters will be better. Alright, now we are going to start modeling the wall. The tower is finished. Once you have this, you can select the tower and save this as an object, and then you can place other corners of the model. But I don't do that now, because we need to start the modeling the wall. To do it, we will go back to floor plan. Let's click this ground floor to see the terrain as well, because I want to use this picture as reference. We will use the mesh tool, and for the mesh we will use the polygonal method. You can just click one by one, but I will show you a shortcut, a workaround for this. At the first, we will place some single line, just like this. It's gonna be throughout the model. As for the corners, you can use the curve, and then you can continue with straight lines. If it's hard to model, you can just use simple corners. Anyway, once this is done, we are just going to overwrite the lines with the wall tool, with the correct sizes and thickness. Hit the spacebar button to use the magic wand tool, and there we go. We created our borders. But this is temporary. We are going to delete this wall and select all of the remaining wall parts, and also we can delete lines. Sometimes it's hard to click the line, it's hard to click under this fill, but you can just hit the tab for a clean selection. Once you delete all of the remaining lines, you can select all of the walls and you can explode them as single 2D lines. This will be unchecked. Now this is no more 3D. It's only 2D lines and fills. After deleting inside, as you can guess, we will just fill inside with the mesh tool. But before that we will make this hidden to see it better and fix the shape, remaining shape. We are trying to make this closed shape. After doing some little adjustments, this will be ready. For this purpose, you can use split and extend commands. They are very useful. I'm gonna split this from here, or I can adjust this to the wall, just like this. For this corner, we can fix this like this, or we can leave it like so. I think adjustments are ready. Since it was a very sloped terrain, using the mesh tool will be the best. This will be very easy. We will click this mesh, hit the spacebar and click inside. After this, we will make some little adjustments for this corner, because when we elevate the points, these points will be a problem. It's gonna be way more better using simple corners. I think we are ready. Let's go back to 3D, and now we can change the thickness from here. This 20 is not important. Important part is this, which is 9 meters. After changing it, we will elevate this on the terrain to see all of the mesh. The visible part of the wall will be 3 meters, nearly 3 meters, so I will adjust this 3 meters. And we are going to adjust this according to this point. This is going to be our starting position, adjusting position. We will continue from here. But before that, I think changing the surface will be better. Let's give some color from here. This one, not this one. Maybe changing it to gray will be better. Just like this, way more better. Once this is done, we will push down inside to terrain, and after that we will adjust the starting point as before. This is going to be 3 meters. First I will move this point to ground and then change the distance to 350. After that we will click the points one by one and adjust their levels with the eyeball. Of course you can do more precise. With this icon you can elevate your points. You can just move your point to the ground, hit the minus and input 350. You can just snap your points with your other points as well. By doing so, your model will be precise. We will make this for every visible corner. Consistency will be stable for the heights. And after adjusting all of the points, you will see your model just like this. I think using the mesh tool for this purpose is the best way. Now we came to the tricky part. We will adjust the gaps of the walls. To do it, we need to adjust some profiles. Let's click this plus, click this new. You can change the name as well, and then click OK. Now we are in the profile manager. We will adjust this shape according to our openings of the Great Wall. If I remember correct, the height will be 150. And the top part will be triangle. You can just cut corners as I did. I'm going to use the split command. Now our shape is ready. For this shape, we will use this for the railings. So we are going to click this icon, railing. After that, we can hit the save. There we go. We have created our wall. Let's go back in the 3D window. Let's go to Railing tool. Once we open the Railing tool, we will delete everything and reset the railing settings. First, we will go to Segments, and after that we will delete the elements and click this minus one by one. Once you delete everything, just be sure to also delete the inner posts, such as this one. From here, we are going to select the none. As for the height, this will be changed from here, under the segment. This is going to be 150. And after that, we will click this railing, actually rails, and then we will change the rail settings from here. We will choose the profile railing. From the rail profile, we are going to select the wall we created. This looks weird. Let's try to change these values. Let's adjust this value same as the top rail, actually segment rail, which is 150. As you can see in the preview, that seems a little higher from its original position. Therefore, I'll make this half. This looks correct. Let's check it out in the 3D window. In order to make this, you can use the Magic Wand tool. That will be very easy as well. But I'm going to follow another method. Let's delete this. Click the mesh and hit F5. After that, I'll click the corner, and then I will click the last corner. Archicad fulfill inside automatically. Once one wing completed, we are going to do the same for the second wing. We will click the first corner, and then we will click the last corner. By doing this, you will have more control about this. Once we have created our railing, as you can see, there are some gaps between the mesh and rail. In the preview window, it seems correct, but in the 3D window, it's not. Let's fix this. Let's click our rail and change the absolute value to 0. As you can see, preview is not correct, but 3D is correct. Also, you can realize there is left 5 cm offset. Let's make this 0. And now this is completely aligned. After you set up all of the textures, you will see this. Now we can create our openings. It's very easy, same method as we did before. We are going to use the railing tool once again. Let's delete this and go to inner post and place an inner post like this. The sizes will be nearly same with this. If you are not satisfied with your preview, you can always check these settings and do it according to your model. These parts will be created for openings for the rail. Therefore, after we place these, we are going to use solid element operations and subtract each other. You are also free to change the material of this rail, because after the solid element operations, we may see some artifacts. To avoid that, we will change the element type of the rails. Now we are ready. We are going to duplicate all of the rails and change their settings according to this newly created rail. This is invisible. I didn't want to do this. I'll change the element type. Maybe this aluminum or aluminum. That depends where you live. This is going to be the same for the other rectangle. I think we didn't achieve that. I don't see the small rectangle. Let's fix it from this inner post. Oh, actually it's aluminum. Why don't we see this? I think the distance is not enough. Yeah, I'm right. Distance was not enough. Now, once we achieve this, we are going to duplicate these rails. Let's select them with the Shift. Let's just hit Ctrl Shift D from keyboard and click the same corner again. And now this is duplicated. We are going to copy the settings from this opening rail to this with Ctrl and Alt. Let's do this for all rails, just like this. Now after this, we are going to make solid element operations between them. These are going to be operators. These are going to be targets. We will subtract them together. To see that better, we are going to hide operators. But I have realized that adding some details for this profile will be better. I want to add some gaps for the profile. Once we have done this, we can save. Let's go back to do 3D. There we go. With the openings and added details, this looks great. This was how you can create great China wall in Archicad. As I mentioned before, if you leave a like button for the tutorial, it will be great for the channel. And also leaving some comments as well. And if you are serious about learning Archicad, you can go to my Patreon page. From there, I will be waiting for you. Alright, thank you for watching. Until next time, have a nice day. Bye.